Hey, everybody. Welcome to Hey, We're Talking. We have a very special guest with us. All the way from Australia. No, not you, Derek. You're not a special guest. Bob, you are not a special
pointing
guest.
up. I'm pointing up to...
Oh, is Danny up on top in your picture?
Yeah.
Or down below? Yeah, on Skype for Danny.
But Australia, you'd be down under.
Like it's totally a different day. Like it's Monday here and it's Tuesday there, right?
Yeah. Future, man.
He's in the future, dude. He's so far ahead of all of us. He's like in the future, man. Future.
Tell you what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, that's cool, dude. We can
make some money off of this.
It's kind of like a Back to the Future thing. If we could get some information from him that's profitable, we can play the numbers or whatever.
The Red Wings are going to win.
Tomorrow? Nice.
No, they're not.
That's right.
Guarantee that.
Yes. Awesome. They suck this year. All right.
But the Blackhawks will, so thank you.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Chicago. What a horrible place. Anyway.
Chicago.
So Danny has a YouTube channel called Where is Danny Black? And he's got I think 10 million subscribers on Facebook, something like that. It's like 10 or 20 million. Yeah.
Yeah. It might have doubled overnight. I don't know.
Yeah. You were saying, though, you can't get people to convert from Facebook to YouTube, which is bizarre.
It is impossible. You get all these people and they're like, "Oh, I love your videos that you post on Facebook." And it's like, "Oh, have you come over and subscribe?" And they're like, "I don't know how." It's like, really?
What?
You don't know how? That's your best excuse? No,
that sounds like bull crap. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
And I wonder if the YouTube crowd doesn't merge over to Facebook as much. Or maybe it's just one of those things that Facebook is so... I mean, YouTube's easy on a phone too, but just the fact that Facebook is so simple on a cell phone, if that's really what the cause of that is.
I have a theory.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Look out.
Most people are on most people are on Apple. You know, they got their iPhones, and that's how they get on Facebook. To subscribe on YouTube, you got to have a Google login.
I think everybody.
A lot of people have Gmail. Yeah,
have Gmail, dude.
I didn't get a
2 or 3
Gmail.
Gmails probably.
I didn't get a Gmail until I started YouTube. Okay. So,
well,
I'm just saying.
Derek, you are from Texas.
Oh, Derek, you have a YouTube channel?
Derek has a YouTube channel?
Stop it. Yes.
This guy just freaking pimps his YouTube channel all the time. He's got so he's got, how many do you have now? You have over 1,000 subscribers.
I'm almost 1,200.
Who are we talking about
to
now?
Derek, but Danny, you're close to him. What do you have right now, Derek?
1,200.
He's got 1,200. And Danny, where are you at right now?
I'm at 850.
Yeah.
But it's been in less than a year.
This guy, why are people subscribing to this dude? Derek, why?
I think it's him.
1,200
I think he's got a bunch of Gmails and he subscribes to himself.
That's what it is. Thanks, Danny,
guys.
Have you heard of this game?
Questioning my integrity.
He plays this game called GeoGuessr. Have you heard of this?
Oh, gamer YouTubes are good, yeah. Well,
no, but it's not. No, it's not. It sounds like it's cool, but it's not cool.
He would probably like GeoGuessr, though.
No,
Danny probably would.
Is it like geocaching?
It's similar.
No.
It's basically just it shows you a picture of when Google Maps drives around with that freaky car and takes pictures of everything. It's like street maps, and you could see stuff, and you have to try and guess where you are based on the picture.
It's a game.
That might be interesting, actually.
It's a game that puts you somewhere randomly in the world through Google Street View.
Look at how serious Derek got when he started talking about it.
Hey. You're the one who brought this up, all right?
His face, though, when he was talking, it puts you in the middle of somewhere on street maps. And he got really serious. That was bizarre. Oh, I shut him up now. I don't know what to do. He got quiet.
But it's a game. It's a game. It puts you somewhere randomly in the world through Google Street View, and you just got to guess where you are. It's real
And then
simple.
what do you get? What do you get if you guess?
Points.
Oh, points. All right, just like a normal game, I guess.
The closer you are, the more.
Danny
points
suddenly
you
is like, maybe this isn't as cool as I thought it was.
I thought it was they give you back your parents or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't get blowjobs for scoring 5.
So you had to go there.
Oh,
gross.
I thought we were working blue. I'm sorry.
Right. We can work as blue as you want. Anyway, so Oh my gosh. So I know Danny from a long time ago, like a long time ago. Like he was a teenager and I was supposedly an adult. I'm still
Creeper.
an adult.
You used to
sort
be
of.
really big too.
I
think
still
you lost
am really
weight.
big. No, I'm still big. I may have lost some weight, but I'm still really big. Anyway, I'm glad that Danny brought that up. You used to be really big. No, I'm huge, Danny. I'm like huger than I was. So, but that's what happens if you eat too much food and don't exercise. It's bad. It's bad. But Danny used to do a lot of video stuff back then too. Like, I mean, you were into video editing and stuff like that before. I'm kind of jumping ahead, but I'll try and bring it back around. So, okay, focus. Here we go.
Okay.
Danny, right now you work on cruise ships, right?
Yeah. Yes. Every now and then. Now I've gotten to the point where I can kind of jump on and work for a week and come back, and you actually are treated more like a guest instead of working in slaying down by the crew areas and stuff like that. But it's a little bit better of a situation because you get the best of both worlds.
So you started. So the other thing is, so you're a musician, so you play music and sing, and you just make people have a good time on the cruise ship, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So
And,
how did this happen? How did you get into this?
Well, music was always a passion for me. And then I saw an ad on, what do you guys call it? Craigslist. Sorry, we have something different here, and it's so weird to get used to different things. But it's called Gumtree here. Isn't that weird? Yeah, let's not go there. All right. So I saw an ad on Craigslist for working on cruise ships. And it said what you had to do. And it's like, you need to know at least 200 songs. And at the time, I only knew about 50 songs, but I lied my way. I was like, oh, yeah, I know these songs. I kind of knew songs I could probably pick up fast. And then got accepted. I still, like, until I actually got on the ship, I still thought I was being scammed. Like, they even paid for my flight and everything. But the whole process up to it, I was like, there's a scam somewhere in here. And I know, like, it's too good to be true. And so I kind of was really skeptical. And then I finally got on the ship and everything was amazing. And I did 6-month contracts and did all of the Caribbean and the Mediterranean and then Australia. And now I know over 2,000 songs.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So people can just like yell out, play whatever. And you're like, all right, here we go.
Yeah. I like a lot of times I'll play like 5-hour sets and not even use any lyrics or anything, like just, I could take requests. I could also look at people and kind of gauge what kind of songs they want easily. Like I'll start playing it and I'll see them turn around and be like, oh, I love this song. And I'm like,
that's
awesome.
awesome.
You're getting drunk tonight.
I would love for you to do that. Just name 3 songs that we would love.
Yeah, go ahead. Pick it up. What do we like? Next.
Let's see.
That's tough.
I'm going to say I could play a song like Enter Sandman, and I feel like one of you would really like that song. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually trying to get Metallica tickets.
Okay. Maybe I should have just said Metallica, and then
there you go.
Yeah,
would hit everybody.
Yeah,
Bob likes
all
Metallica
3 of
too.
us.
Yeah,
I could have. I would have guessed that.
I want
maybe
you
something
to say,
more in the Texas area. I could have done something, but
I want you to say one band in particular. Then I would know that you're a genius. Can you think of what it is? I'm willing it to you right now.
Can you stand up a little bit? I just want to see your shirt. Oh,
it's for Clemson from South Carolina. It doesn't have anything to do with
Okay.
it.
I think I know what you're thinking.
Okay, go.
What does the fox say, guy?
No,
Right,
no, no. Foo Fighters. I thought you would be like, yeah, the Foo Fighters.
I know I was going for the joke answer, and then like.
Oh, see, yes, he was going to say the Foo Fighters. You nailed it. Nailed it. So do you play Foo Fighters ever on the ships?
I do. Yeah, a lot of times if there's some times when they put me on sets where people are just kind of not there yet, and then they come up like later on, and so I'll kind of practice different songs, and I'm getting paid to literally practice. And then if people come up with requests, I could like Learn to Fly or Everlong or Pretender or something like that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So it's fun to do.
Actually, one of your videos that I watched, you ended up stepping in for some guy who didn't show up with a band. Yeah. Does that happen often?
Yeah, it's weird because I'm not your average musician where you show up late or don't show up at all. Like I actually show up like an hour before and set up, and I'm like ready to play like as the time starts. And so at this gig, yeah, they were like, I was like, aren't you supposed to be up there? And they're like, yeah, our lead singer, we don't know where he is. And I'm like, oh, well, let's do it. Because for me as a solo, I want to play in a band so bad.
Yeah.
I can, but there's so much drama involved in bands that it's just so much easier to be a solo. But you miss that kind of like camaraderie and like just jamming out. And so, yeah, I just kind of jumped up and I just said, okay, these are some songs. And if you don't know them, they're just 3 chords or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
so,
awesome.
Yeah,
so I would imagine, so going back to being like on a cruise ship like that, especially if you don't do it all the time, how easy is it to get lost on a cruise ship? I mean, these things are huge, right? It's not like, hey, there's 100
I thought you were
people.
going to say a different L word.
So how easy is it to get lost on these things?
It is.
You thought I was going to say get laid. I just picked it up. Sorry.
Wow, that was kind of a delay. I
I know. I was like, wait a minute. What are you
Internet
talking
must be
about?
slow.
I would assume it's very easy to get laid on a cruise ship. But
Especially
how
with Dynamite
easy is it to
Man.
get lost on a cruise ship?
Lost. It's easier to get laid than to get lost. All right. So these are just experiences from other people that I'm assuming.
Right,
But
right.
yeah. As a guest, you get lost, and usually by the end of the cruise, you know your way around the whole ship, and then you leave, and it's like, oh, why did I learn all that stuff?
Yeah.
As a crew, it takes about that same time, and then you kind of know everything, and then you're on there for another 4 to 6 months. So it just
Because it
becomes
seems
easy.
like on every one of your videos that you have where you're on the ships, it seems like you're like, I know exactly where I'm going, and you're hitting elevators and hitting stairs sometimes, and it's like I can just tell you're like, okay, I'm going to go this way. Because I'm just sitting there thinking I suck at directions in real life, so I'm just thinking about being on a cruise ship and trying to figure out where the hell I am on that would be horrible.
it just takes a little bit of time, but you get used to it. A lot of the ships out here in Australia are like the same kind of build, so it's even easier. So you just need to know where the crew bar is, where you get your food, and where you play your gigs, and
Then
that's
good.
it.
You're good.
And your bed. And your bed.
Yeah.
That's probably important.
So on another, I'm sorry, I keep referencing your videos, but that's part of the reason you're here, because we think your videos are cool. And I know you, but you had a couple of them where you're just showing like when you're hitting big waves and stuff like that. How freaky was that when you first kind of experienced that?
Well, I think the scariest thing for me on ships was my first morning, and it didn't have to do with waves, but I had a long night, and I was sleeping, and I think at like 6 a.m. it started it was like an earthquake, and I was freaking out. And at first, because I was a little bit, waking up, I thought it was my little mini refrigerator was like going crazy, and I was like trying to unplug it. I'm like, oh my gosh, all my neighbors are gonna hate me, and then I realized it was just the ship docking into a port, and it the thrusters do that, and where they put you as crew, you feel every second of it. And if they drop the anchor, it sounds like it's about to go right through your room, like it's that bad. But as far as waves go, you get used to it. And I think if you're on a ship having something to do, like a job, you kind of get past that whole seasickness thing, because you're there for a purpose, not there to just relax. And then you're actually, feeling the waves more. So I think it's more that. And then it's worse if you're hungover. That's
Of
definitely
course.
for sure.
Yeah, I bet. It'd be bad, really bad. So, how did you end up in Australia though? How did that happen? Because
That
I'm
is
just
a
picturing it and
huge jump.
I can't even see it. What, it was just going from cruise to cruise?
And all good, happily ever after fairy tales, there's always a lady involved.
Yes.
And that's kind of the main thing. I think that I did the cruise ships out of Sydney, and made a lot of fans in Australia. And then the second time I did a cruise ship out of Australia, my current fiance actually was living right next door to me on the ship, and she was an aerial acrobat, and that's what she did on the ships. And so she's from Brisbane. Yeah. And so we clicked really well. And then just ever since then, it's just, she traveled with me through the US and came back to Australia, and it's really easy for me to work out here and play gigs. I play maybe 4 or 5 gigs a week.
Nice.
and that's just
awesome.
usually weekends. So it's like Friday morning, Friday evening, like Saturday morning, Saturday.
That makes sense because, I mean, one of the things I was thinking about is how does this guy have money just to go and just travel and do all this stuff? But now kind of getting some more of the background information, it does make sense.
Yeah, and when you work on ships as well, like you save a lot of money. Like they pay you and you don't spend it because all your expenses are paid for. So you save a lot of money. And then as I traveled the US and Australia as well, I didn't have any place to like really live. So I didn't have any expenses. So everything I was getting paid was just like, you pay for your gas and your food and stuff like that. But I never really I never like had hotels to stay in because people were always like, come stay with me. And so it was just that easy to save money. And then
awesome.
Also then you learn to like get people to pay for your travel. So like when I went up to the Whitsundays, they paid for my flight up, and actually that video is coming out very soon. They paid for my flight up and all my expenses, and then I did the video for free because that's what I want to do. I don't want that to be my job. I just want it to be fun, but I'm not going to pay to go do that thing.
But I think it's like when you guys went on the sailboat and they take you all over the place. Was it a sailboat or was it just like an actual boat? The one where you saw a bunch of different stuff all in one or 2 days. You guys, there were people sleeping on the deck and all.
Oh yeah, that's like an actual like racing boat that they converted into, some kind of a what do you like? I would say another boat, just a boat.
Yeah,
they converted a sailboat into a boat.
So, but I mean, those guys, you're giving them publicity and showing everybody like this is a really cool thing to check out. So that's why you're getting to do all this stuff, right?
Yeah. So it's actually coming in, and it's more off of me posting them on Facebook because I have a larger audience on Facebook versus YouTube. So they see that and they could share it, and it becomes bigger. But it's also growing my YouTube at the same time, just in a slower way.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Eventually,
so I have to ask this because I was curious after watching it. Episode 100, when you found the pink lake, what makes the lake pink? I don't think I heard that in there, and I'm like, what the heck, man? That's awesome.
Food coloring.
Just that time of the month.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Sorry. So we don't go blue or red.
No, you can go blue and red if you want. Go ahead.
No. I think it's just a certain algae or something like that. It's kind of a boring answer. Like it's not like chemical runoff or anything like that. It's just some kind of algae to change that color, and sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
Egyptian plagues, Bob.
We're gonna end up
it's
talking.
A zombie apocalypse. Yep, there it is.
Yeah. When
it begins with pink lakes.
We're gonna end up talking to Danny about Australia on the Friday show, and I have so many things that I got to know about Australia because it's the land down under, right?
Yeah,
it is.
That's one of your videos everybody needs to see, by the way.
Oh, where I mimic the Men at Work song or whatever.
Yes.
That was good.
Yeah.
That's one of the best ones. I love it. Love it.
That was the most awkward video to film when you go to different places and people are around there and you're like, do you come from a land down under? Like,
so do you sing the whole song at every location?
I did. Well, no, not the whole song. I just did little pieces of it. And I didn't have it planned out, which I wish I would have, but it kind of just fit together. I was hoping to actually use my own voice in most of them, but, like with wind and I don't know, it's just easier to put the song underneath it.
Yeah. It worked out great, dude. So, and we'll put a link. We'll put a link to that because it's awesome. All right. So listen, we're gonna keep Danny around, and we're gonna talk to him on Wednesday about drones because drones are badass, and Danny has some freaking amazing drone shots. So come back Wednesday and hear part 2 with Where is Danny Black.